I swear this is straight tendonism. Tendonism. Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. I'm driving. I was driving and I stopped where I am at, like where I was going to. And as I was driving, I kept on processing the conversation that I was having in my head. And I was basically in this space of re entry and the reasons why we go back, and the question of if the reward is greater than the truth that which we seek. So a lot of the times when we get in Mercury retrograde, you hear all of this stuff about how there's people that are trying to come back, people who are re-entering uh, karmic loops, people who are basically, what do you call it? Rebounding sometimes people who are returning to truly like fires that they've like they've weathered and they've gotten out of. And a lot of the times we don't recognize the reason why we go back to the thing that we fought so hard to get away from. A lot of the times we don't see it. And the reason is because when things come back, a lot of the times they come back with a so-called reward. And it be so crazy, but when you're dealing with like rates of connection and relationship, and this is not just romantic, this is friendships even. When you're dealing with rates of connection and relationships, a lot of the times people will come back into your life with that which you basically desired, the wish, the idea of basically receiving the thing that you had been wanting. However, we don't always take into account for those who are healing, because that makes a difference. Because if you left something and you were in the space when you left it, and then the thing comes back around and you in the same space, even if the curtains have changed and there's been some new drapery put up, even if the trash has been taken out, even if you've made some small adjustments, but you still in the same space spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You still operating the same. You still thinking the same. Sometimes you will allow a lot of the things that you had already wanted to get away from, which you had successfully gotten away from, right? A lot of the times you will accept the thing that you dreamed of having because they're in the possession of whoever is in the possession of holding the space of the thing that they were aware that they weren't previously willing to give to you, or they were incapable of providing. I don't know if that's like bronze or what it is, but that's like driving me nuts. Like, what is that, friend? We don't do nothing over here like that. I don't want to send no stay focused, but look, I don't want to send no, ain't no, ain't none of that. Just makeup. That's all it is. But anyways, um, I'm a nut, y'all, but work with me. A lot of the times, you'll be in a relationship. I want to be more specific, more specific. You'll be in a relationship, and it's like, oh my God, Tyrone, I want you to take me out, Tyrone. Tyrone, I want you to do stuff with me. Tyrone, why come we don't do nothing nice? Let's do something special, like that. And it's like Tyrone don't do nothing special. So you leave Tyrone's ass, you and Tyrone's done. And you out of that relationship. However, you don't really work on you. You don't really see why you waited so long dealing with Tyrone to figure out what it was that you truly, 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 really wanted and recognize that so you could go towards it. Instead, you allowed yourself to be tormented, i.e., I'm no hands being pointed, y'all. This is me. This is me. Okay. I've been there, was there, just recently got out that, codependency space. All right. So, and still moving my way out of it. All right. Still healing, still loving myself into this space, which is the point. You don't really, 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 really process what it is that you're really in, or what you came from, or what you was. You're not aware that you have steps that you now can take with you to see you in a different rate, to experience a different version, to be able to receive at a new light and a new spectrum. My frequency's up, so I'm gonna be on that frequency when I connect and when I call in. My frequency ain't where it was, so I'm gonna make the shift. A lot of times, y'all, when these Mercury retrograde moments come around and the energy is in support of, the boomerang effect, right? A lot of the times we go back into the spaces and we believe, it's in belief that we now have the thing. Now, here is when it becomes tricky. When you've done some healing, when you started working on yourself, you didn't really love yourself fully, so you accepted things. You recognize, oh my goodness, when you come out of that situation, like, oh dang, Tyrone, actually it wasn't Tyrone, it was me. I'm able to acknowledge me. So I move forward in the situation, allow myself to see me. I can see Tyrone, but listen, this is me. I'm focused on me. And you get away from it. And what happens is when you get in these spaces and the energy is here in support of it, what do I mean by that? A lot of the times, not just the moon, not just the planets and stuff like that, we get to the rate. You got to represent the reality of truth. The zodiac, the horse, all of these like transitions. Your physical world is a representation of your inner world. You start to be in this position to where you believe that you've loved yourself enough, and now it's time for somebody else to come in. Spirit wanted me to come on here to say, y'all, don't get tired of loving yourself. Don't get to the point to where you feel like loving you is too much, that you need help in doing that thing. What do I mean by that? You should always consider the reality that even if you miss people's company, even if you miss connection, even if you miss closeness, even if you want to be in a relationship, even if this person has changed, there are things now that are in place because of the changes that you have now made. What does that mean? I actually have to perceive the reality and recognize the realization. Even if I wanted the same thing, I don't want it at the same rate and the same quality of experience, because I have now upgraded my level, because I've now moved into a rate of experiencing me at a different rate. So even my dreams have upgraded, even my desires, that wish fulfillment is no longer the same thing. So what'll happen is we'll find ourselves going back into re-entering into these spaces, and we get ourselves in the position, we only re-enter into them as a healed person, y'all, in order for us to have the finality in that so-called dream and that so-called wish. We only do it because of the so-called closure. A lot of the times when you're the one who is going to go heal, a lot of the times things will happen for you rampant. It will literally, it'd be like a door shut. Oh shit, tower, things fall down. It will be so, things will happen sometimes drastically, and it'll put you in this rate one where it wakes you up so you can go on your journey. But two, it'll also put you in this rate of wanting to have answers, maybe needing closure, maybe trying to figure out the why because you couldn't see, blah, 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 blah. Love yourself enough to know that regardless of what connection and relationship you go into, you are always going to be at a rate within yourself to where you deserve more than a little bit of something of you, meaning that I'm going to be the number one priority on my list. And releasing different rates of codependency requires me to be at an experience rate with me that does not have to be a digestible tone or a discount or a decrease because of my connections with others. And you may not know this. This may be something that you have to tell yourself. This may be something that you have to program yourself. You may have been in a position to where you showed up previously constantly pouring into others, and this is a new pour, this is a new drip, this is a new frequency. And even if you do know that newness looks good on you, sometimes you may feel like you want to fill in the gaps. A lot of y'all don't understand that the space that you wanting to hurry up and get away from because you get tired of where you're at, because you feel like more is needed, because you feel weighed down, or you feel alone, or you feel whatever it is that you may be processing, it is your opportunity, one, to strengthen yourself in the rate of what you are about to receive. That space, these gaps that are so called open, are there for you to magnetize, for you to actually operate in the frequency that you are now. It doesn't matter what comes in, you have the discernment to be able to decipher which is which and who is who. And look at the new dream that you have within yourself and register that in making your decision. Okay. Love you and don't put you down ever. I love y'all. Peace. I hope this helps.